I first knew Joshua Draper as one of the homies I used to play ball with, but then he caught my wife's eye. Ultimately, in our expanded relationship constellation, there was an opening for Vylana and Joshua Draper to explore what that possibility might look like.
People can have so many perspectives around what this is, but like the gleaming truth and beauty of what's in my heart is like, this is the happiest that I've ever been, the most grateful that I've ever been. It has required and brought out the absolute best of me.
My overwhelming love, not just for Vi, but for Vi to experience the fullness of what's possible for her life, is like a stronger part of my character and will than that natural primal response, which is like, so I immediately went into wingman mode.
First of all, I felt the directness of it. If there's something there, if this is a true thing, I bless the truth.
And for me, it's like, how am I in this experience where the person that I love more than anything is so graciously and generously and beautifully, impeccably granting me the freedom? Thank you so much.
Love you.
I know. And I know it's because you love me so much.
Carrying this piano out so that me and your wife can have a beautiful evening together. And it was a long walk. It was a heavy piano.
Yeah.
And it was comical. But actually really underneath that was this recognition, I think, between you and I, Team Vylana.
Yeah.
For me, I actually feel like, wow, like I've never known myself more deeply. I have never felt more powerful, more me, more clear about exactly who the fuck I am and how that is completely irreducible and irreplaceable. Like, thank you. Thank you. And to have the mirrors, of two different unique perspectives of the way that you see me, the way that you love me, what I inspire in you.
And I couldn't be a bigger supporter of you guys' love, your connection, the truth and integrity you guys have held with me from the very, very beginning. The courage you guys showed from the very, very beginning. And I couldn't be happier for you guys' journey towards parenthood, because the world needs people like you to pass on the lineage and the work you guys are doing. Like, we need a baby Marcus.
You and I, Josh, we're going to be producers.
Right.
And we're going to be helping Vi with the hook.
Open up the door because I want more.
Oh! Print it! Yeah.
I first knew Joshua Draper as a basketball player. He was one of the homies I used to play ball with. But then he caught my wife's eye. And ultimately, in our expanded relationship constellation, there was an opening for Vylana and Joshua Draper to explore what that possibility might look like. And what emerged was an incredible amount of beauty and gifts, not only on the musical side of things, which Josh is incredibly musically talented, but also the gift of improv, an art form that's both ancient and modern and allows you to tap into those internal instinctual forces of what's alive right now in the present moment. So this podcast explores not only the nuances of an expanded relationship container, but also the beauty of improv as an art form for both laughter and celebration, and also catharsis, and also exploration of who you are as a human being. So I hope you guys enjoy this podcast with Vylana and Joshua Draper. Vylana. Hi, my love.
Hello, my love.
Joshua, my brother.
Howdy, partner.
It's good to see you, bro.
Great to be here with y'all.
So when I first met you, we were just playing ball.
That's true.
And I just thought you had dreads. And I thought it was like a style choice. But then I didn't realize that it was like actually a lifestyle choice.
Totally.
It actually like fits in. And I'd love, as the conversation evolves, that we talk a little bit about that, because you've shared a lot of wisdom about that lifestyle, about how even the way you dance is about like lifting up. And there's like these like kind of cultural ideas about how to like lift your energy up. There's been so many things that you've taught me, bro. And it's been really like one of the most beautiful things about being so close with you in this dynamic is that you've taught me a lot, and we've got to share a lot together. And that's just one of those many things. But when we were balling, it's just like, all right, this dude has dreads. I'm gonna see if I can cross him over. He's got a good mid range. Got to keep him out. Got to keep him out of the mid range. He's like 100%. Fucking Rip Hamilton out there.
100%.
Force him to shoot threes.
100%.
Force him to shoot threes and go to the bucket. And then obviously, Vylana and I were in this post-conventional relationship, this expanded idea of what our love could be. And she says to me, she's like,
I feel like I really should be the one to share this story.
Yeah, you share it. Go for it, babe.
Yeah. Well, as long as we've been together and in a more, we've always been just open to experiences, and we've explored a lot, and I am very clearly bisexual. So for lots of people who want to pretend that like I'm not in my own erotic imprint of expression, that is the case. But also it was always available for me if I were to feel anything with anybody. And I never did. I never had that proclivity. I never really, had a resonance with anyone that I felt anything. And so that just wasn't really true for me. And I was just okay with that. And when, our relationship progressed into Alana being our beloved and being in our life in a more deeply, more intimate way, I really went through like the exploration with myself. Like I did a meditation at one point where I just felt into my own body. I was like, okay, what would it feel like in my body to have intimacy with this particular friend that I have that is insanely attractive and that I love and that I trust? And I went into that timeline and it was like, that could be cool, but it also doesn't totally feel true. Okay, well, what if it's like a random person where it's just like this novelty and excitement and all these things? And I'd go into that and I'd be like, it'd be cool for a little while, but it also just didn't really feel true in my body. And so, I kind of arrived to a point of feeling like I don't really know that that's part of my personal architecture. But I really felt like, maybe something that would be more aligned for me would be like a tantric teacher where I could go really deep into like the, energy arts and the spirituality and the depth, that sexuality can really bring you. And so like that was really kind of what I was holding for myself, not even as a prayer, but just as a loose, like maybe sometime that will happen for me. And so I say all of that because I was not looking for anything. I wasn't holding this prayer of like, this is the kind of guy that I want to meet and this is the way I want to feel. Like that wasn't even mildly what my experience was. And at the time that you appeared, and I'll get into that, we had gotten to an incredible place between you and Alana and I was totally fine and totally happy, and everything felt like really stabilized and really harmonious. And so fast forward, I don't know, to last year in like February or something like that.
Yeah.
I got invited to sing at this event at this really dingy bar on 36th Street during South by Southwest. And I walked into the green room and opened the door, and there is Josh standing over this sound bed giving somebody this beautiful experience. And he's just there. And I had this really interesting, like, whoa, like I felt something, like he's a beautiful man, but I was also just, it's so rare, actually never really happens for me to just feel something in my body that feels kind of like a little sparkle or a little tingle. And so we get into a conversation, and he says, I play basketball with Aubrey. I know who you are. Da da da. It was just a very casual conversation, and I didn't really think much of it. But I went, and I was with a girlfriend of mine, and we went and sat down, and I was like, that guy's a babe. You should totally like. I'm like trying to like pass him off to my friend because I was like, he's a total babe. Like, go for it. She was single, and so that was that. And again, I like didn't really think a lot of it. I wasn't like going over it in my mind or anything like that. But I was surprised that I had some kind of response in my body because I had never felt that before. A couple days later, I go to this event here in Austin that our brother Porangi was playing at, and it was with Opus and the sound beds. And again, I'm like this is 2 days later. I've never met this person once. I've never seen him. I've lived in Austin since like 2018, and I've never seen you in any circle. It's just like, oh my God, there's this like.
Which is wild, because granted, we had been playing hoop together for
We've been hooping
a
for
year
a
and a
minute.
half.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't go like, I would love to just go watch while you guys are hooping, but it also feels weird to just be this like woman by myself, like watching men.
It raises the level of competition.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, I could have, I could have gone down a different path, but I've always chosen to just allow you to have your fun and to not make things awkward for anybody in case it could.
Aubrey gets really good if Vi comes out to watch. He does not miss a shot. It's a true story.
So that would have been helpful for you.
Yeah. Come on, babe.
Sorry.
Not
All
for,
right.
not for the
Noted.
rest of us.
Noted. Noted for next time. But yeah, back to my story. So go to this event, and who's there again? It was like 2 times in 1 week that I see him. And we had this very, light exchange of just kind of like, oh, wow, hi, nice to see you, da-da-da. And again, I'm kind of like, there's a little bit of a sparkle in encountering this person. And we didn't even share more than like a few sentences. It was just very casual and nothing, not really a big deal. So anyways, I go home, and because I'm having this curiosity in the context of our relationship where we just always tell the truth about everything, I started sharing that with Aubrey, and I was like, I think maybe I might want to have an experience for myself. And I'm not like totally sure about it, but I ran into this guy that I've never met before, like twice in 1 week. And, and I just felt curious. Like I felt something. I didn't even have a full conversation. So I have no idea if there's even any resonance or alignment or depth or whatever, but I felt something, and I was like, and he plays basketball with you. And you said to me, who is it? And I said, Josh Draper. And you said, he's a great guy. I was like, really? You said, yeah, he's a great guy. I was like, cool. He was like, so what are you going to do? Are you going to like reach out to him? Are you going to try to hang out? Like, it was like you were immediately my wingman to the point where I was uncomfortable.
You were so awkward.
I was so awkward and so uncomfortable because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, let's think about this. I'm going to get his number and text him and be like, hey, I know you play basketball with Aubrey, who is my husband, and I just was curious if maybe you want to go out and grab lunch and get to know each other. Like, what the fuck am I even supposed to say? That's like so awkward and uncomfortable and just completely out of my comfort zone. And you just laughed at me because you could feel how uncomfortable I was.
I'll take over a little bit from this point because, when that first moment comes and Vi says like she's into somebody, there's a little bit of like, like, like the butterflies come. But I've like worked through that response enough. And like,
how many times has that feeling approached you in your life?
Oh, like many.
Yeah.
Because of my history, like many times that's come. So I've gotten used to that. And I know that like my overwhelming love, not just for Vi, but for Vi to experience the fullness of what's possible for her life is like it's a stronger part of my character and will than that natural primal response, which is like, so I immediately went into wingman mode.
You went into full masculine mode of like, what are we going to do? What are the details? How's this going to, and I was just like, I don't feel like I need to do anything at this point. You're like, do you want me to reach out to him? I was like, no, please don't. This is so uncomfortable.
But I did.
No, but
Okay.
This is so uncomfortable for me. And I just am not, I feel I am of the mind that if things are meant to be, things will continue to present themselves. And so I don't feel like I need to do anything. Please don't text him. I don't want to text him. And, I just want to let it be for this moment. So fast forward maybe like...
Quick double click.
Yeah.
Or I'll backtrack for a second. My perspective, the couple times I bumped into you.
Yeah. Yes,
I obviously knew Aubrey, and we were hooping together, and we had this beautiful group of basketball players, and looked up to you, obviously, in the community for all that you do and all that you've created. And I know about you as well. I was working in sound and audio engineering at the time with Soundbed.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing you're married, was like, maybe we'll make a song for the thing I'm working on. So let me introduce myself to you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I know who you are. I work in sound. Nice to know you. I would never be the kind of guy who would ever make eyes or contact someone's wife
any
in
kind
any
of
way.
Even mild.
Wasn't even in my frame of reference.
No.
Just like, I know who you are and you're really talented and I work in the same field.
Totally.
Nice to know you.
Yeah.
I play basketball with your husband.
Totally. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's just like it's such a unique, and it's just such a unique situation. But
which also goes back to why I said in my first response, like, he's a good man.
mm-hmm.
Like, I can tell, like, when there's an internal integrity and goodness in a human being. And, you know, when you compete against somebody, you learn things about them.
Totally.
You know, like, you really learn. You learn when they get frustrated. You learn how they handle when they get angry. You learn how fair they are when they're making a call. You learn all kinds of things about a human being. And
Steve Kerr says, the coach of the Warriors, he says, people play basketball the way they live their lives. So if you're like a really reckless player, you have a lot of turnovers, it's like your life is probably something like that. If you're a really precise player who maybe gets everyone involved, it's like your life is probably like that in some kind of way. So I really do believe the fact that we sweat together, bled together, competed, won and lost, created beyond words or conversations a sense of understanding and bonding with each other, for sure.
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah. So to continue with the story, and I'll try not to go off on too many tangents because my storytelling can be circles and spirals. And so fast forward, I don't know, maybe 2 more days after that. And there was this like beautiful retreat gathering of some people that I had just met that invited me to come to this thing. And I felt like a really strong resonance with them. And so I decided to go. And when I get there, who's the first fucking person that I see? I'm like, this guy. And I'm like, this is relentless. Like, I can't. And I texted Aubrey right away. I'm like, you're not going to believe who's here right now. He's like, who? I was like, that guy, Josh. And he was like, really? Are you going to flirt with him? I'm like, I don't even know if I know how to do that anymore. Like, it's so like just vulnerable and interesting. Because I think also as a woman, or at least in my experience, like a lot of my relationships had unfolded from being approached or from, you know, from something kind of coming towards me. And I did it on purpose at one point where I, you know, had to be the one to put myself out there because it's a really vulnerable thing. I really honor men. For all the women who are listening, if you're still listening, for men who have the courage to approach you, if it's not in a disrespectful way, like, give them a lot of compassion and love, whether you're into it or not, because it is so vulnerable to put yourself out there. So this situation is just like making my skin tingly, and he's here just trying to cheer me on and like get me to go for it. And I'm just like, I don't know if I know how to flirt. Like, if anything feels organic and if things want to unfold, you know, okay. But I again, just I don't really know how to be with this situation. And I don't even know if we would even have a good conversation because we haven't even shared any words with each other. So
yeah, I still have no idea what's going on.
He has no idea what's going on. He's just being friendly and respectful. And me internally is like, hi, it's you again. Like, I'm so nervous and I don't know how to approach this. And this is so funny and wild. And my husband is just like there in the back, like, you got this. Like, it's like, what world am I living in right now? So at this particular little gathering, I was singing and I went down to go set up my bowls and pick my spot. And I went into the space that the gathering was held and I walk in and there you are again, playing a piano and singing and doing music. And I was like, who is this person? Like,
well,
yeah.
And I think before that, I had actually sent you a text.
Yeah, it was close to that.
Unbeknownst to me.
Unbeknownst to so this is the text. This is the text I sent to Josh. And again, Vi didn't, you know, say for me to do this, but
no.
I just felt like, look, like I got her back. Like I understand what she wants, and I can do this in an honorable way, because one of the other things I know is that if it's at all going to be possible, like you need to know that I know and that I have my blessing, so that everything is in the clear light. Like there's nothing in the shadow. There's nothing leaky. There's nothing weird, that everything is blessed.
You going to read it?
Yeah.
So I'm taking a break before I'm going to go offline for the whole weekend. I'm going to like plug my phone into my room and like let go. And as I'm going to plug my phone in, I get a buzz. I'm like holding my phone in my hand, and it's a text from Aubrey. And it says,
all right. Hey, brother, it's Aubrey. I know you're about to go into this retreat with Vi and Vylana, so I just wanted to share something privately. Vi and I are in a relationship we call radical monogamy in the band of erotic mystics. It's a lot like poly, but with a very mission-driven structure in which every other relationship outside of the primary partnership strengthens the mission. Alana is one of my beloved bandmates, paramours in the system. The reason I'm sending you this is that Vi said you caught her eye. And so I wanted to just share that I'm in a place of radical blessing, if there is actually energy there for y'all to explore. If nothing else, take this as a compliment from both Vi and myself. I just wanted to share so that if there is a something there, it has sanctified soil to germinate. I know this possibly is a wild message to get right before your retreat, so no expectation for any type of response. Have a great weekend, bro.
I've never heard that text message. And I was ignorant that even happened. So as I moved about my day, I had no idea that he received that text message. So I'm just like, we ended up sitting next to each other in this experience.
So I read that text and I'm like, wait, what? Wow. What? Okay. And I didn't really know how to receive it. I was just like, first of all, I felt the directness of it. And, in hindsight, sort of where we are now looking back, the thing I really felt in the moment and felt true for me was sort of the end phrase that you said, if there's something there, as in like, truth is allowed here.
Mm-hmm.
And also don't come with the fake shit.
Yeah.
Is what I kind of took about it. It was like, if there's something there, if this is a true thing, I bless the truth.
Yeah.
Is what I really took away from that.
And that's exactly what I was trying to transmit. Like and it wasn't trying to, I hope this or that. It's like, if there is an isness to what is, allow yourself, the full radical blessing, the soil for this thing to germinate. Like it's in the radical blessing. And I think it's an act of my radical love for you. Like, I love you so fucking much, babe.
Yeah,
and like, it's not that like this, and for people think, oh, it's probably Aubrey's kink. He like gets off on this. He like loves thinking about it. I don't, like, and we'll fast forward to other parts of the story, but I want to know everything. And I ask for all the details of how everything goes. And obviously, a relationship developed, and I'd ask for the details, and it's like, it's hard, but I'm like, but I want to know, and I want to be on the inside of my beloved's experience. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to be like there with her, like ride or die on the inside. And, I knew you were a really, really good man, but I didn't know how many gifts you would have that you could give to both of us. Mm-hmm. And that was the beautiful thing that kind of developed. And this story will advance, and we'll maybe talk about the bog and some other things where I really got to see what this could look like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, should I keep going on with the story?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I walked back into the barn.
So back into the barn. Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's, feeling into, like, not really my world or like where I felt drawn to, but I mean, goes without saying, Vylana, you're an incredibly special human being.
Thank you.
You're the kind of, I mean, holy moly.
Holy shit.
Holy moly, everyone.
Just like, for real, y'all. Like, for real. Look, this is fucking Vylana. Holy shit.
Jeez, guys.
Like, motherfuck. Holy shit.
Yeah, keep going if
Correct.
you want.
Jesus.
Super correct.
Thank
and
you.
so I really didn't know, I just was like kind of taking it in. And then I walked back into the barn to go to my space in the retreat. And you're sitting right next to me.
Literally, I set my stuff up before. So it wasn't like a planned, like we walked in the space and just decided. It was like he was sitting down, but I already had my things on the seat. And I was like, and now he's sitting next to me. And so like, all right, universe, could you get more fucking loud to like really, make me engage with this situation, even though it's so wildly uncomfortable. So he already knew at this point. And I had never heard that text message. So thank you so much. Like, really, thank you so much.
Love you.
I know. And I know it's because you love me so much. So, like, thank you. And for me, it's like, how am I in this experience where, like, the person that I love more than anything is so graciously and generously and beautifully, impeccably granting me the freedom to just, not that there was any plan or that this would have even worked, but it's just like, but I give you my blessing if there's something there. And I really, that blessing requires a lot of responsibility, right? It's not just like a flippant thing of like, I'm attracted and my, primal physical body would feel good to rub up against your. No, it's like, no, there's like to receive that kind of blessing requires a lot of responsibility and integrity. And so I've really held that because you've been so gracious and so wonderful.
Courageous too.
So courageous.
One of the things, in the previous podcast that I felt I wanted to just share with you guys and share with anyone who's listening. And also thank you for the opportunity to get destroyed on the internet by people I don't know. It's a real gift. I never thought this would happen to me, but it's such a beautiful
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
No, but I really wanted, and I'm glad you read the text because people didn't see that. The amazing courageousness, the care you had for her, the honesty, and just like the level of clarity of communication that it came from, and the vulnerability that was there. So I want people to really feel that. The courageousness on your part, the care on your part, and then ultimately what came after that, which was the courageousness on your part.
Yeah. Thank you for that acknowledgement. And I really feel the same. So we spent this whole evening at this gathering sitting next to each other. And, I always have lots of things. I have like rose spray and I have chihuahua and I have like, essential oils. And like, I always have lots of things. My bag is like Mary Poppins. And so,
Chihuahua is a very tingly Ecuadorian mouth spray.
That cleans your saliva.
It's a tiny dog.
Not a lot of people know what Chihuahua is.
Keep that in my mochila. Would you like some Chihuahua? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Anyways, so I just am pulling out all of my things and I would use my things and I'd be like, would you like some Blue Lotus oil? Just trying to create some kind of connection or conversation. I was so awkward internally, and I don't know how you perceived me, but I was just putting it out there in my own way to just be like, hey, like, and then we got into a really beautiful conversation. I don't even remember how we arrived there, but we started talking about pigeon, which you can speak to better than me, and I can give more context.
Yeah, we found a thread about Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have, I don't know your exact percentage relationship ancestry of Hawaiian, but I know that you carry a lot of that, aloha spirit with you. And I've been to Hawaii several times. I have family has a farm out there for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
so many Hawaii
It's a
connections.
really, really special place to me.
Yeah. You asked me if I knew what pigeon was, and I was like, bruh.
Oh, yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Listen here, dreaded man to my right. I was like, do I know what pigeon is? My whole family's from Hawaii. So it just kind of, got the conversation going. And all this is happening while he already knows that I feel some kind of attraction, but I have no idea in my mind that you sent this text message. So in hindsight, it was pretty hilarious because I was just blindly going through that whole day. And God bless you. I'm so happy you didn't tell me because I would have been even more awkward throughout the whole day. But to, kind of keep the story a little bit shorter than all of the intense details of it, we found ourselves later that night in a shared space, you had somebody on the sound bed and I was doing some singing for them. And again, it was just like the universe just kept creating these opportunities to connect. And so we were in a space with just the two of us. And I sat down and I was like, all right, well, I guess I just got to put it out there. And so I just started sharing about the, structure of our relationship and how Alana, who was, there at this gathering, was Aubrey's beloved and a beloved to me. And, I just kind of put it out there and I was like, I totally can understand if this feels like so awkward and weird.
Can I just say, it was so cute. You're like, I don't know how to say this, but there's this relationship I'm in, and I gotta. What can I say? Something?
Yeah, it was so awkward and so uncomfortable. But ultimately, I also just thanked you for really graciously receiving me putting myself out there because I was like, honestly, even if all of this was for just me to have this moment of claiming something for myself that's in like the beautiful, generous blessing of my husband. And like, if it was just for that, like, thank you for just being so kind and open and, gracious. Like that would have been enough for me. Like when I got to that point, it was like, even if there is nothing here and, you want to run the other way, like just even that moment for me felt like it was enough. And, yeah. And then everything began.
And then it started to unfold. I hope you all are enjoying this podcast as much as I am. I want to talk to you about Correct Life. That's our new supplement company, and we just launched a new product called Fuel. Now, this product combines exogenous ketones, which help give you that mental clarity and actual physical energy, and we combined it with electrolytes and also trace minerals, and then a compound that comes from green beans called metabolite, which helps train the body to use your own fat stores as a source of energy. So it's a product that combines many things that we're already probably using, and if we're not, it's great for hydration, great for those pickleball matches, great for long days where you're just rehydrating your body, or even in your morning mineral cocktail. And then we also have, of course, Correct Energy, which focuses on that caffeine metabolite called paraxanthine, which is really like the spirit of caffeine, and then surrounds it with a bunch of natural extracts to enhance the ability to just be your best self. It's the most subtle and powerful energy formula I've ever felt. And really, these products are the core of what Correct is all about. And we'll expand from here, of course. We have Correct Fitness coming down the line soon. But really, this is about how do you have products and information that you can put in your toolkit that will up-level your life every single day so you can be a little better tomorrow than you are today. And that's something that we all need. So if you go to correctlife.com, that's KORRECT life.com, you can get 15% off your first order. Once again, correctlife.com. Then, and now as your relationship unfolded, I think there was, a kind of key moment where you and I really needed to connect like a lot deeper. So then we went out, and had our own, adventure that we were all in together out on our farm. Mm-hmm. And like I intended to just really like drop in with you on another level outside of the basketball court context and like really feel you like brother to brother. And, we were a little high and we're traveling to this ephemeral bog, the legendary ephemeral bog.
Guided by the one and only
Caitlin
Howe.
With a parasol, just guiding us to the bog.
I got to show you guys this bog. I don't even know what the fuck a bog is. What is a bog? But we're going to follow you because you're so compelling and you're such a babe. Let's go.
And so one of the things was we just started cracking up.
Yeah.
Like we were just fucking laughing. And I was like, yo, this dude's fucking hilarious. And we were like riffing off each other. And at that point, I didn't know that you were like a trained improv fucking expert, comedian. I was just like, this dude's fucking funny. And we were riffing off different things and laughing, and Vi's having her own blast, and Alana's having her good time, and Caitlin's having her good time, and the whole crew's having a good time. But we really started to like just connect, and I started to feel like better and better about the situation, because of course there's this like, well, I really felt like he's a good guy, but like I want to know and I want to make sure, like I want to make sure that like Vylana's like, she's my garden, my secret garden, and I want to make sure that whoever I leave to tend the garden, that the garden's going to come back better. There's going to be more rose bushes planted. And there's going to be more flowers that have bloomed. And that was the first moment where I got to really feel like, damn, like this dude's fucking awesome. And it was both funny and philosophical, and we got into a lot of different discussions. It's just cool.
I felt the same, the part of it, I didn't know what to expect. And I tried honestly not to expect much, right? I just tried to sort of be in the moment with it and the isness of it all. But definitely one of the parts I did not expect was how deep of a brotherhood I would find with you. From just like your background in commedia dell'arte and knowing about this real sliver of improv history and training that I feel so close to, that you brought up. I was like, wait, hold on. This is a true story. I was over at Chill's house. This is early in the connection experience. And I think you were just like, who wants to do an improvised musical right now? I was like, I do. Wait, what? That's what I want to do right now. What? Word. And then I just found this really genuine connection with honestly both of you guys, musical and fun and play. So and
we did a whole
philosophical
musical about the bog.
He
just jumps on it, so he's an incredible.
Well, before this happens, let me go to one. Let me go to one part of the story. So we finish our adventure to the bog, and then we come back into the living room, and we're coming down from being high, and everybody's being cuddly, and you have your keyboard out there, and you start playing the keyboard and playing music.
Oh my God, you played Goddess Yahoo,
and I was like, oh shit, this dude is super talented. And at that moment, there's this moment of like, this is awesome. And also like, fuck, like I'm a little jealous, and like I'm a little scared. Like this dude he's got real juice. Like, and both are happening at the same time, but the override, and that's the thing, like both of these emotions can happen at the same time. They're not a contradiction. It's like they're both simultaneously occurring.
In different dimensions.
And I choose to be like, this is awesome. But you were just ripping it on the keyboard, just improvising, and whatever song somebody wanted, you could just kind of hear it in your head and make some kind of, some kind of version of that, whether it was System of a Down that was like kind of
or the Gorillas, I ain't happy, feeling glad I got, and you just had the whole, everyone was just like,
and Vi and you are singing, and I'm like, damn, they got a vibe. Like they got a vibe together, which is exactly what I would hope for. And it's also like in my small self, like a little bit of what's scary.
Sure.
It's always like a little bit of what's scary is like when you witness somebody's greatness, there's a little bit, and then it forces you to trust your own greatness. And that's what I think one of the and uniqueness. And that's one of the most beautiful things of these post-conventional relationship structures is they really put you in a spot where you have to decide who you are. And you have to decide how much do you love yourself? How much do you trust your uniqueness? How much can you celebrate somebody else's greatness?
Yeah.
You know, and really say like, this is incredible. And I'm not that musically gifted. I have a few talents
You're
here or there.
great at a little horn.
I can
Or a didgeridoo.
sometimes blow a shofar or a didge, and I can ohm pretty good.
You ohm great.
But there was an element that was beyond my capacity. And so recognizing that, I remember, you know, in my old polyamory days, like I wanted to be better than everybody at everything, and that was the competitive side. But then I realized like I'll never be better than everybody at anything. The only thing I can be the best at is being myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had like forged that ability. So I'm like watching you rip it and feeling both of those feelings simultaneously, but ultimately like coming to this like, hell yeah. Like, hell yeah, this is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was it was at a very important transitional moment in my life, and I just remember both you guys like even in a broader sense, were just sort of like come be a part of, you know, this moment with us. We know you're in a moment, just like come be a part. And I felt so much ease, and again, coming back to your message, Aubrey, like it felt true. Didn't feel fake. It felt easy. I felt like you saw me in ways that so many people never are able to. As a philosopher, as an improviser, you know, a bit of a theatrical, dramatic person sometimes. We're probably all a little guilty. And same with Vi, like Hawaiian roots, getting back to music, and like, but quality of music, right? Like not everyone's into piano. Some people only like guitars or something like that. It's like it was an interesting thread, and it was impossible to ignore. Again, coming from someone who wasn't interested in this experience, was pretty guarded. I was actually coming out of like 9 or 10 months of like celibacy at the time, where I actually made a lot of prayers for like more of an experience that I wanted to have. I come out of a rough one and was like really just like finding my alignment with the quality I wanted to experience in companionship. And, you know, the added layers of this wasn't necessarily it, but the quality of connection was 100% it. And the quality of brotherhood I felt with you is just undeniable. It's like, it feels very cosmic.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. You know, I think for me, obviously we had, so then as you kind of entered into this relationship constellation, we would have just the best time. Like we would have you over to the house and we would have more fun than we would have possibly if you weren't there.
Totally.
Because we were improving, we were doing improvisational musicals. I did a whole fucking bit on the Nephilim that we'll never forget. You know, like I was just on
God.
one that day about the fucking the Nephilim, you know, and
look it up at home.
Look up Nephilim,
Nephilim.
Book of Enoch. But we were just having such a blast, like having so much fun together. And so I felt the generative qualities. And when Vi would spend the night with you, she would come home to me. And of course, there'd be those feelings of anxiousness. But what I felt from Vi, which I actually expected from my experience, was that she would come home and she would be more attracted to me, like more, because I had bestowed this blessing on her. She didn't have less love for me. She had more love for me. So she would come home and she would be like so in love with me and so just almost ravenous, you know, in her love, because I'd just been so gracious. So the graciousness bestowed this. So
and blessing begets blessing.
Blessing begets blessing. And so it created this really generative quality. And it was really beautiful. And I think it reached a zenith in some ways at Burning Man, where, bro, at Burning Man, you were a fucking boss.
Your first burn.
It was my
first burn, but you like slid in there like as a rookie, like rookie of the year, like fucking just a boss. And I saw like, oh man, like this dude's a king. Like you're like there were so many situations. Like there was this one guy who was like probably smoked too much meth and was like all like fucking like weird and whatever like that. And I'm, obviously we're at Burning Man, we're on all kinds of different things and we're fucking balling out.
Yeah.
And just watching both of us handle that situation like protectors, like men, handle to like make sure that our crew was safe and that everybody's protected, and just watching how you handled it with both tenderness and fierceness, and how you were in your like full greatness. And we would have all these like crazy, beautiful drop-ins, like philosophically discussing like things like about free will or these other different conversations. And, you and Vi spent, 2 of those nights together at Burning Man. And of course I was there with Vylana, so I got to spend those nights with Vylana. But it was also like, it was both beautiful and also hard. Like it's like, it's not, even for me with so much experience. And this is one thing I try to reflect to Vi all the time, is like, I have like a lot of years of experience of this. And it doesn't mean that it's easy. It just means that I've been through this crucible enough, and I know what choices will take me through the other side. But to actually just like hold witness to your greatness and like the eros that was between you two, and be like, wow, it's a special thing that's going on there. And, to really offer that blessing, of course.
It's super complex because, there's like you were saying before, it's like there's so many dimensions of things that happen at the same time. It's like you can have jealousy and a total shifted higher perspective of like full blessing, excitement, celebration. Like those things are not mutually exclusive. Like they happen at the same time. So it really calls forward like, what do I want to choose? Do I want to be the one that just feeds the wolf of jealousy and, is going in that path? Or or do I want to take the other pathway? And it's like a constant choice of like refinement of self.
Yeah.
I feel called to just double click on one aspect of how this all works is like, this probably all doesn't work as well if like Vylana and I, shout out Vylana, also are super friendly and connected. Like if there was any weird energy between her and I, that would have created some
that'd be super complex.
Super complex. But the reality is so homey. Like Hawaii vibes also, island spirit, like a similar resonant spirit that just felt so natural and obvious and easy to hang with all y'all. And I just wanted to like name that too. Like her spirit is also amazing. And
special. So
easy to connect with her and all you guys was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, brother.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure. So, this is the inside of how this works. And it's one of the hardest things and also one of the truly most beautiful things. And there's no doubt in my mind that your addition into our union was just absolutely accretive, absolutely like beneficial and beautiful, and still is. Like we're still in the beauty and recently even, even after this whole fucking crazy controversy cancellation, like you came over to the house and got on the piano and we got to do improv. That was like pure catharsis.
Absolutely.
Where I got to play the devil that everybody's casting me out to be. And I got to play that character.
I got to sing the songs.
Sing songs about it.
You devil.
And then
you devilish man.
I love that moment so much. And it's one thing I really believe in with improv is it can be a source of community catharsis. It's like, take the stories that are heavy to you or weighing you down, and it's like, how do we exfoliate them? How do we actually maybe even envision new outcomes by creating them with scene work?
And playing different archetypes.
That aren't
yours, yeah.
Right. or lampoon some of the things that seemed off or harsh.
Lampoon, good word.
Yeah. Thank you.
Strong word.
Strong word.
Yeah. 7 letters for Scrabble.
Bog Brothers.
You,
Bog Brother Heart.
Bog Brothers got that one dialed. Yeah, I mean, there's been so much that I've learned, because again, as you mentioned, in college, I did Commedia dell'arte, which is one of the oldest forms of improv. It's an Italian.
Yeah, 1700s during the Renaissance.
Yeah.
People do these like stock characters or archetypes.
Yeah, you wear a mask and you embody that mask and that archetype.
What, didn't you have a character you
Bargello.
played? Bargello. Absolutely. Yeah. And Bargello was...
He was the chief of the guard.
So
he was the chief of the guards. He was the chief of the guards, and we had this Italian director, and I was like, I want to play this guy kind of like Yosemite Sam. Like I want to kind of play.
Is he the precursor for Huckleberry?
Is all this racket going on out here? What's going on with our peoples? Yeah. And he was like, I love it. I'm not the band, man. So I just got to just fucking be a total character, like a total, just play, like live into the mask of this character and be as if I was that. And just every night, the curtains would open and I didn't know exactly what I'd say. I know where the basic plot line needed to go, but I would say something different every night. I'd respond in a different way. And it was a cool like seed, but the seed hadn't been watered for like 20 years.
Totally.
And then so you come around and then that seed gets watered
All we
in
want to
me.
do.
And like, it's
we do
like,
improv right now? Let's
for
do it.
sure.
For your birthday.
For my birthday, we had a
What do you want to do? Drum or improv or like dance or all of these above?
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, cool. Let's all do that.
All of the things. I want to get together the most hilarious people that I know, and we're just gonna fucking send it. And it's been so powerful and beautiful. And I know we're gonna get more into that thread because it's really felt just like the value of the things that you feel the most allured to are always the dopest things. And it's not just like a fun thing that you're experiencing. There's so much depth and complexity and catharsis and so much to it. And I know that we're ultimately headed in that direction of that exploration. I think kind of what's coming through for me right now is just like, I feel like what could be really valuable is just sort of naming the things that, these relationships and, how our journey has unfolded, like what are we taking from it? Even though it's still in motion, it's like, what are the valuable lessons that we've learned? What are the perspectives that are super helpful? Like, I feel like that's a kind of cool.
Yeah, I think one of the things for me is just to recognize that if you try to place the entirety of your desire on one person, it'll collapse under the weight that it can't bear. Because if one person is your everything and is supposed to be everything in every way, then it's so much weight, and it's just not true. Everybody's unique. Like you offered things to Vi. Like you guys would create songs together. You'd be on the piano and Vi would sing and she'd come back with the song that you guys had worked on, and then I'd help her work on the lyrics.
That's right.
Oh, I'm saying
and so we were in this collaboration, but your musical abilities is just something I didn't have. And similarly, Vylana offers things that are unique. And the trap for the mind is to say like, well, I want to offer everything and I want to be everything for that person. But people are so beautiful and unique and they have so many other gifts. Like it's not that it's something lacking in you. It's not like, oh man, Aubrey, I wish you were fucking more musical, you loser. If only you could play the piano and if only you could fucking do, like, that's the trap.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the beauty is to say like, okay, yeah, I have my own unique things and I can play in these territories, but there's other additive things. So you get more, not less, but you have to avoid that trap of trying to feel like I'm not enough. If I was enough, if I could play music, then she wouldn't be interested in Josh. Like that's the trap. And that's like the trap that I think all of us fall in, this idea that like people are only going to be attracted to somebody if there's something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the only reason you were interested in Josh because there's something fundamentally wrong with Aubrey Marcus.
No, you can be completely and entirely fulfilled, like not even searching or looking or praying for something that can. And I think that and I think that code too is like, and it's not just minimized to a sexually intimate kind of connection, you know, like it's not, I think people like that is just such a huge thing, and it is a huge thing. It's the most sacred thing, and there's a lot of things that happen within that, and I don't really feel like that's where our conversation wants to go, but it's also not minimizing everything to just that. You know, like our relationship now, as beautiful as ever, my relationship with my brother Garen, like completely, utterly non-sexually intimate whatsoever, but it's like so alive. And one thing that I really appreciate is, you know, even if it's not in a sexual context, it's just the freedom of like, I want for my partner to be in the freedom and blessing of everything that makes them feel the most alive. Like one thing about being with you that I really recognized is for myself, because I was putting everything onto you. And I've started expanding out into like, I have so many brothers that because I'm married, wouldn't really engage with in a way because like maybe it seems inappropriate, or I don't know, but it's like it's softened a lot of those ideas to where I get the intimacy from the masculine in ways that is not all reliant on you to feed me in that way. And it's not coming from a place of anything that's lacking. It's just every person is their own unique being that has something else to offer. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share that part of it.
And, you know, there is something about the depth of intimacy. Like, so for brothers, like for us to compete against each other and sweat, and like there's an intimacy that develops that's kind of actually unique. Totally. Like if I've never played ball with somebody or I've never been in like ceremony with them, like a brother, like there's like a level of intimacy that we haven't crossed, you know?
I feel the same way. I actually would tell my previous partners, hey, if you haven't seen me compete, you haven't seen me play basketball, I don't know if you don't really know me.
Right. So
whipping dreads in people's eyes.
So for
Tread in my mouth.
For men, like that's like a way to bond. And I think for men and women, there's just an intimacy that develops when the sexuality is not closed or shamed or limited, where actually you get into the deeper chambers of each other's heart. And you have to be, you know, careful with that. And it's not always necessary. And there's many ways you can go without that. But I think there is something that unlocks. And then I watched that happen where there was more that was unlocked because that was online. Because I could hear, you know, I can hear the voices like, well, why did they have to be sexually intimate? Why couldn't they just go over and play music? Well, they could have. And, you know, right now that's what you guys are doing. And if that evolves, that evolves. But like fundamentally, there is something that kind of unlocks.
There's a creative energy
in that level of intimacy. Like when you're in that full vulnerability.
That was really my in a way, was like, what do you call this? It's like, what's in a label or a name that's not really my cup of tea? But, you know, I just felt really, what feels true is like the force of creation. The force of creation in life. It's like sometimes two animals meet in the wild and they just meet each other and they just fight. It's like, that happens a lot. But sometimes two animals meet in the wild and they make love and they create life. It's like, what is that force that draws wild things together in the first place? My framework for this in my mind is like, it felt like a creationship. It's like, are we creating something interesting? A new experience for me? The things that I prayed for in my celibacy, they didn't look like finding someone who had a husband. But some of the qualities that we found, singing songs on the piano, telling stories about Hawaii, dancing, all this stuff, actually those were all the things I prayed for in my celibacy. And they came through, following the threads of the creative force in life. So I always framed it as like a beautiful creationship, following what can be created. Joy, music, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy for you, bro. You know, like,
Thanks, man.
and this is another thing that I've learned. Like, this is impossible if you don't love the brother who's with your beloved.
For sure.
Like, if you're going to share that person that's like, that's your fucking beloved,
Seriously.
like your most precious,
Seriously.
like it's got to be somebody who's like really like that you really love, you know? And like to know that like you got to experience something that was like part of your prayer,
Totally.
you know? And it's like, I can love that for you. And that makes it so much richer and so much better. And it's really, I think, the only way that this really works. It's the brotherhood and the sisterhood that you have with Vylana. Like, that's the key. The key is like, how close are you with that brother who you're sharing your beloved with? How close are you with that sister that you're sharing your beloved with? Like, how close can you be? And how much can you celebrate both? And anytime that it's not that, it's just pain.
Yeah. And also, you know, and so much respect and reverence and honor to both you and Alana that like you guys love and honor our relationship, you know,
Totally.
like so there's like so much respect
Totally.
for the isness of things. Like there are some things that there's just an isness, you know, and there's been just radical respect and honor and love and compassion and all the things you could possibly want. Like you didn't have to do that, you know, but it's who you were and who you are.
Y'all are great. PSA. They're great people. I love you both dearly. I'm team Aubrey Marcus, Vylana Marcus, through and through, before this, after this, and all that. And I couldn't be a bigger supporter of you guys' love, your connection, the truth and integrity you guys have held with me from the very, very beginning. The courage you guys showed from the very, very beginning. And I couldn't be happier for you guys' journey towards parenthood, because the world needs people like you to pass on the lineage and the work you guys are doing. Like, we need a baby Marcus. I'm saying this from my own heart.
Let's go.
The world
Thank you,
needs a
brother.
baby Marcus.
Thank
from
you.
you guys.
Thank you,
Think
brother.
about.
Thank
That's
you.
all. Just imagine the glorious.
Thank you.
being
And that's
that will come.
and that's also the key. Another key too is that neither you nor Alana ever tried to degrade or try and create any separation between me and Vi.
Never.
Like never.
Never.
Not at one point ever did I feel like you or Alana had ever tried to create a wedge between Vi and I. It was always respect, and it was always like honor. And I think that's another key thing that people don't, you know, value enough, because there's so many situations where, you know, you have all the stories of the other person who's just trying to wind their way in and, you know, and take the seat. You know, it's like Game of Thrones style open relationship where it's like everybody's vying for the throne. And like, that was not it. It was like always reverence with both y'all, always respect. And that's so key.
There's an element of that actually made it really easy, from my POV at least, was like, I knew you were married. I loved y'all's love before, you know, we ever had it started connecting. And so there was this, I feel like sometimes when you meet someone out in the world, like if you meet someone this weekend that you're interested in, sometimes it can be hard to get on the same page with that person, like right away. Because it's like, cool, is this like a weekend hookup? Is this like someone I'm going to marry? Is this someone I might start a business with? It's like actually kind of challenging to get on the same page. Like what are we to each other? But you're married and in love with one of my friends. Cool. This is a creationship. We have a lane. And the fact that it created a clarity for it actually made it really easy to get on board on the same wavelength together about what it was and have clarity with it, which was one of my takeaways. Honestly, it was really interesting how that panned out.
Yeah. Well, I want to get into some improv, and I want to talk about the virtues of improv, and I want to let you kind of share some of your genius, and and we'll kind of come along for the ride here with you, and we'll play some games and stuff. But is there any other last thoughts that you want to share, Vine, before we segue into improv?
Yeah, again, this was like so not expected or anticipated or intended from any kind of conscious place, but like I have so many things that are just like stamped in my heart in the radical and generous blessing of having this experience outside of our unique intimacy, and something that has really fed our life in a way that's been so beautiful. The thing that I really appreciate is just the perspective that I've gained of really being able to see through your eyes. Because for me, when everything unfolded with Vylana, it was like I could really imagine what your experience was like. And I also came into our relationship with a lot of stuff that I've had to work through from my history. And there was a place where I could literally just only imagine what it was like to be in your shoes, and to actually know what it's like to walk in my own shoes with a level of perspective of like having a like wildly deep and unique love for somebody that is in no way in competition with the way that I love you. It's actually like fed me and fueled me, more than I even thought was possible. And like I will say, like I've truly within this context been the happiest that I've ever been, and not in something that I would have expected for myself. And I don't say that to, like this is my own unique story. This is my own unique healing. This is my own unique path. Like, again, we could say this a million times. Like none of this conversation is prescriptive for people. Take with it what inspires you and reject what doesn't. But for me to really be able to see through your eyes in a way that I never could before, like I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful for, the way that our relationship has continuously unfolded even to right now. We were both, we're not the same age anymore because I'm 6 months older than you, but we were born the same year. And there's just, there's so many things. It's just like growing up with the same music and the same interests and all the things. It's like there's this level of relatability that I just really cherish. And there's ways that, I have felt so fully myself in my integrity, in my power, in my curiosity, in my compassion. Like there's been elements of it that, has required and I think has really like brought out the best of me in ways, and I mean, and everything, like everything here, like it's really brought out the best of me. And I really appreciate, the ways that we have navigated things that have been difficult, like with just the level of communication and like care and curiosity and openness. Like it's really been impressive and awesome. And, like the one thing that I know in my heart, like I know how much music will be born from this blessing, and already has been. It's already in motion, but it's like, for me, it's always felt like there's so many dimensions to the why, but that one feels like it's the greatest one that I'm going to hold on to with all of my might, no matter where things unfold. But I just appreciate, like, there's this attunement that I feel in how we both are musically. That like, it doesn't matter the moment, the key, whatever's happening, but there's just this thing that clicks that is so unique and that is so special. And like, thank you so much for just being yourself. Thank you so much for respecting our relationship and just for being you. Like, it's been a really big blessing that's come so much from your generosity. Like, you've been the best. Like, we were all in Sedona, and we were going to do, a date night where Aubrey was going to be with Vylana and I was going to be with Josh. And there's like a fifth wheel out in Sedona that I've always wanted to have like a staycation in. So it just felt appropriate. So we decided to go staycation inside of the fifth wheel. And Aubrey literally asks me, do you want to play music when you guys are in the fifth wheel? And I was like, what do you mean? And we have a little like piano there. He was like, yeah, well, you know, whenever you guys spend time together, you're really musical. So do you want to take the piano out there? And I was like, you're trying to like make my time better. Like, you're trying to make it like the most beautiful that it could be. You could just be like jealous and like, whatever could come up. But it was like, no, how can I make this experience better for both of you? And you literally physically carried this really heavy stand-up piano, like not just like a little ways away, but like a really fucking far path that I don't even know what the distance is. But like the two of you literally carried that to the fifth wheel so that we would have an amazing night. Like, that's the way that you love. And it was so special. Like, it was such a special experience. So it's like, people can have so many perspectives around what this is, but like the gleaming truth and beauty of what's in my heart is like, this is the happiest that I've ever been, the most grateful that I've ever been. It has required and brought out the absolute best of me. And I am so much better for it in all of the ways. Like, thank you to both of you. Thank you so much for just everything, It's complex. It's not, it's not just like a seamless, easy, everything just goes perfect kind of thing. Like, there's so much nuance and there's so much complexity. So much communication that's required. Like, so much attention that is required. And I'm so proud of who we all have been through it, and I'm proud to sit here the same as I've ever felt, like with just so much love and appreciation for you, like wanting for you to experience all of your wildest dreams and be with the fucking most incredible partner. Like, I'm like always going to be your champion. It doesn't have anything to do with what I want from you. And I think that definition of the way that you love has also really like generated that for me. It's love without possession. It's love. It's loving with total blessing of the freedom of whatever is true. Go ahead. I know you want to say something. I saw your little finger go up. Maybe could you just lift a dread for my own set of thank you? Yeah. That's 3 dreads.
The static electricity of my heart.
Maybe the feather.
I just wanted to speak on that moment of carrying the piano out for that night. And it was this moment, and as you're like resharing it, carrying this piano out so that me and your wife can have a beautiful evening together. And it was a long walk, and it was a heavy piano.
Yeah.
And it was comical, but actually really underneath that was this recognition, I think, between you and I, like Team Vylana.
Yeah.
Like Team Vylana. This is for her joy, her excitement. And it's nice to be on Team Vylana with you, bro.
Yeah, bro. To the end.
Thanks, guys.
I think that people who don't understand this, and in some way, I looked up on Grok what the actual definition of queer was. And queer is something that's out of the ordinary, not in the normal heteronormative qualities. It kind of is a catch-all for a variety of different things. And this is a queer type of relationship structure. And I know there's more specific definitions of it, and then there's broader general terms, but I think it fits in this. And so this is strange, and it's triggering, and it's complex, and it's difficult to understand. And it's hard to even put a label on it because it's evolving and it's nuanced. But the one thing that, is really clear to me about it is that this idea that people have that your love is a finite thing, it's like a pie. And if you give love to somebody else, then there's a piece of the pie that's missing. And I just fundamentally disagree with that premise. I think that love comes from the infinite capital L love. It comes from the source love. No person asks a mother when they have their second child, how does it feel to love your first child half as much now that you have a second one? Mom would be like, the fuck are you talking about? I love my first child as infinitely as I loved them before. And now I have another child that I love infinitely as well. So we understand this in this kind of storge, in this agape, in this other, but this love can actually be the same. Like love is part of the infinite source love, and it doesn't have to diminish. Sure, time is a function that has a finite, there's a finite amount of time. But even within the time itself, when, like, how much time do people spend? Like, how much time do you spend with your partner where you're just like radically, totally present? And like in that kairos, not chronos time, but kairos, timeless time. Like even time itself can expand. And so by stepping into this love, like there can be more love to come. And this was one of the philosophical tenets of like why I believe in this, not only in the specifics, which I believe in, but also in the philosophical underpinnings. It's what drove me to this pathway in the first place, was this understanding that love is infinite and boundless. And that actually there's a capacity to be able to share and create more love. And, and that's all I've felt in the process. Doesn't mean there haven't been moments of contraction and moments of difficulty, and
But also it really helps you to be able to meet jealousy in a very conscious way.
For sure. You gotta look that bitch's jealousy right in the eye, totally. And you gotta say, do your worst. Like here I am.
No, and one of the things our teacher would say is like jealousy never admits of itself. It always hides in other motives. So it's like, why did you ask me like that? Why did you do it in this timing? Why did you, it's like it buries itself in the shadows of not wanting to reveal that there's actually just jealousy there. And one thing that's been really helpful for our relationship is just in that moment where it's like, oh, I'm feeling jealous right now.
Yeah, when you name it, name the jealousy, like all of a sudden, all of its magic and power just fizzles.
Yeah.
You've called it by the name. And then at that point, the only response from your partner is compassion.
Total
compassion.
Because
we've all felt jealousy.
Instead of just creating more separation and chaos. And it's a beautiful thing to meet in just such a conscious way that you get to refine so many aspects of your own nature through the acknowledgement. And, I will say for myself, like, I've had so much jealousy like so much jealousy. And so many people want to say too, like trying to compare Vylana and I to each other. She's younger. She's, beautiful. She's a model. I'm like, yeah, she's all of those things. Trust me, I've had to go through my own paths of like, I'm 38 and I'm just going to keep getting older. And there, it's like, it's so easy to just spin out into all of those ideas, but to not, like, this has forced me to really recognize, like, I am irreducible.
You're fucking Vylana.
I am irreplaceable.
You are Vylana.
I'm literally fucking me. And there's
fucking magnificent.
There's no competition. There is no comparison.
No.
And the same thing for Vylana. Like, she's Vylana. Like, there are things about her that, she calls forward a greater part of me because she's so special. But it's like the comparison game, I think, is where, for a lot of people, like this whole thing, obviously, from the aftermath of our first podcast, it's just like things get so like shook up. But for me, I actually feel like, wow, like I've never known myself more deeply. I have never felt more powerful, more me, more clear about exactly who the fuck I am and how that is completely irreducible and irreplaceable. Like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And to have the mirrors, of two different unique perspectives of the way that you see me, the way that you love me, what I inspire in you, and just like the uniqueness of that eros. And the same thing here. It's like, fuck. It's so beautiful. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's, we have slightly different, mindsets. And, one of the things that I think was surprising to you is my mind gets so crazy when I imagine what's happening. In my imagination, if I don't ask Vi, when you guys go hang out, you start immediately having sex, and then you have sex the whole night, the whole time. Like, even while you're singing, there's some point of penetration that's happening. That's just like 9 hours of straight penetration.
Wow.
The whole time. Like, that's what my mind thinks. So for me, like, I have to be like, hey, and not to also invade the privacy of your eros, because there's a private component of that. But I want to know. I want to know. And one thing I've learned, it's not what your small self, your jealous self hopes, but it's way better than what you fear. You know what I mean? Like, it's not what your small self hopes, which is like, actually, we decided not to have sex that night. Your small jealous self hopes that. It's not that. Of course they had sex. And it's not that, it was like 9 hours of penetration. I had like 45
full
orgasms.
Marathon.
And it's not that either.
You're so the opposite of me. I'm just like, I don't need to know. I'm just going to do some rituals with my time and like do some self-care, take a bath, do a mask, maybe do some extraction. I'm just like so the opposite of you. God bless you.
It's because of this crazy, like, I have a crazy mind. And I just, because of what I'm like, what that jealous small self is afraid of, like the truth actually is, and I could just take a deep breath and then I can get back into the celebration much faster.
Good job. You've done brilliantly, beautifully. You've been so much more mature than me.
You got lots of practice.
You got lots of years on your
reps.
belt. I mean, there's also the element too of like, for both of us, we've never experienced something like this before, either of us. It's like, right. And there's no model that's like, this is how you do it. We're just like, we're literally improving as we go. We have no fucking clue what we're doing, and we're trying to like make it as great and brilliant and like least dramatic as it possibly could be, but we're just improving the whole fucking thing.
That was my entire approach. Is like, I just all of a sudden found myself in a really fun improv scene with a couple really great scene partners.
Yeah.
And what I've learned through training in improv is like, when you find a good pocket, like hang in that pocket, because the next scene is never guaranteed. Your next scene partner is never guaranteed. And it just felt so rich, and it was such a good scene. Just like, don't think too much about ahead of it, where it's supposed to be, just like be in it. In improv, we say, don't be the writer above the scene, be the character in the scene. And that was my approach the whole time.
Yeah.
Codes.
Well, let's take a little bathroom break and let's get into improv.
You gonna shy a lute?
If you keep thumping, the worm will come.
He's talking about
stop the thumper. It's going to happen.
All right.
So we'll take a little break, and then I'd love for you to share like a little of the philosophy of improv, and then let's fucking do some.
Great. Sounds like fun to me.
We're so much fun.
All right, my brother.
Did you shy a lute?
I didn't. Nope. Didn't need to. We're going into improv now, and I want to give you like a moment to just share some of the philosophy. As I mentioned, there's catharsis, there's humor, there's also practice for the game of life, but share it from your perspective. Like, what is this thing all about? And also, I think one of your great messages is that it's accessible.
It's the most accessible, actually, because this whole podcast, believe it or not, has been improvised. That's right. You guys didn't know it. But you're improvisers. That's right. I was at a dance event yesterday, and everybody there, if you were dancing, there's no script to that. You were improvising. After the dance, we did an integration, a wind down, and I said a little prayer up to Source and Spirit.
Shout out Daybreaker.
Shout out Daybreaker.
Shout out Daybreaker.
And in that prayer, guess what? That was fully improvised. And then I went home later that night to reflect on my experience, and I wrote in my journal about it. And what is a writing session, a journaling session, if not just a private improv session with yourself? Yep. So, on the widest eagle-eye perspective of it all, none of us really know what the fuck we're doing here on Earth. We're all just kind of making it up. Our lives are improvised. And thusly, improv is the art of living. That's how I approach it. So when we're doing improv games, what we're actually doing is repping sort of the key components of engaging with life itself. You're exercising things like cooperation, fearlessness. You never know what you're going to say, right?
No.
Practicing trust in yourself. Trust in the people around you to be able to hold your truths.
Trust in the mystery.
Trust in the mystery.
One thing that occurs to me that I want to just check in with you to see if it resonates is in an ecstatic dance, which we've facilitated many times, I talk about how there's normal patterns that people get in when they dance. They kind of do the same thing. They're in like a pattern. But also psychologically, mentally, we can get in patterns for how we speak and how we respond because we're comfortable in the patterns. But actually, the medicine of ecstatic dance or improv is when you break out of the pattern and 100%. You do something that's new so that you can create the flexibility of your neural pathways just as you create the flexibility of your somatic pathways when you ecstatic dance.
Exactly. It's a way to sort of liberate a part of your creativity. And you have to follow this sort of senses you get about within a scene, right? You really have to tune into your senses. Actually, in improv, we don't say listening, really. We say sensing. Because sometimes somebody gives you a line, just like in life, just like in a relationship. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. And if you're listening to I'm fine, you think they're fine. But if you're sensing what that's about, you're like, what's going on? Is it because I was late? You know what I mean?
Is it because I just farted?
Exactly. Yeah, so we say sensing. And improv is, again, everything, but so good for the foundations of partnership and communication, listening and responding.
Mm-hmm.
You're really listening to them. Like improv gives you an opportunity to put a spotlight on those little subtle energetic exchanges that we go through all day, every day, and really like workshop it.
One of my favorite things about when, and we wouldn't call this improv, but you get around a good circle of people and they're sensing. So like the most annoying thing is a cocktail party where someone is just on a fucking soliloquy about whatever their thing is or their business pitch is, and they're not sensing you. They're not, and you're just like, how do I get away from this monologue? But then you're with people who are able to have this skill, even if they've never done improv, and they're sensing and they're waiting for that moment to add that comment that just like adds more and more. And those are the best conversations, whether it's philosophical or comical or whatever it is, or just familial and just friendly, just talking shit, whatever. It's like, it's that ability to kind of sense and really want everybody to shine and like set people up to shine. You know, like you see something where someone's being a little bit funny, but you see they got that little humor in them, and then you just feed them a little bit more, and then they get more into that and more into the character. So you're not the one making everybody laugh, but you're helping like them make everybody laugh. Like that's the good shit.
And bro, isn't that just like basketball?
Yeah, man.
You're a point guard?
Yeah.
I don't have to score every point. You go score a couple buckets. It's going to make the whole scene richer, right? But you know when it's your time to score, you go score. Oh, this is my moment to score right now.
Yeah.
Right? It's so interconnected, all of it, right? When the ball comes off a backboard on a rebound and someone grabs it and they're running up court, that whole scene is improvised. You know? And I'm so grateful for you guys. This is my life art. You know, I did this for 10 years in Chicago, where I just was last weekend. I studied at the Second City Improv Conservatory and the Improv Olympic. Shout out IO, shout out Second City, shout out Annoyance Theater in Chicago. Chicago is like the hub for long form improv. It's the first place in the world that improv became like the show. I can do a little backstory. It's actually a beautiful story if you guys are interested.
Sure.
Improv, as we know it, sort of started way, way back, actually. We know about Commedia dell'arte in 1700s, but there's also a great story in the Old Testament about the book of Ezekiel. After the destruction of the first temple, King Solomon's temple, the diaspora of the Jewish people got cast out. One of the tribes was Ezekiel. And in Ezekiel, they tell a story of the people not knowing how to talk to God without the house, the temple where they would go meet him. And so they would ask him, how do we find God? And essentially Ezekiel's like, I don't think God is in the temple. I think he's within us. And he said, I think we can find God here. And but we don't know the people, or we don't know the prayers. We don't know the stories. You know, we don't know the songs. How can we do it? And he's kind of just like, I think we can do it. Let's make them up. So I'm paraphrasing, but essentially they created this sort of loose, archetypal, improvised temple service that became ultimately a form, a sect of Judaism, a subsect of Judaism called Merkaba, which is also, right, the three-dimensional geometric shape. Merkaba, but if you flatten it into 2D, it's the Star of David, the Merkaba. So this was a subsect of Judaism for like 900 years, and they believe it was the precursor to Kabbalah. And it's sort of centered around Ezekiel being the guy that created the concept that God isn't in the church, he's within us. Which was sort of, in a way, a reformation of some of the Jewish traditions, as far as I can tell.
You are laying out the most tempting rabbit hole for us to spend the next 45 minutes on. This is requiring every bit of self-restraint that I've ever had in my life. It's a beautiful fucking story. We're going to leave all those aside and we're going to stick with the improv. But I love that you shared that story, and there's so many things I could say about it, and I'm not going to take that road because we would go down that road just like we have many times before. So let's fucking bracket that and open that the next time we're hanging out.
Sounds good. Improv landed in Chicago in the 50s. It used to be a improv writing technique where they put characters into scenes, extrapolate what the scenes would look like, and they would write the rest of their plays or theater like that. And this one guy, Del Close, he's in the middle of this thing. He's like, you know what? This improv part is the best part of the whole thing. This is the show. And so he started the IO Theater in Chicago, the first place where improv was the show. And, ultimately, all these people have been drawn to the phenomena, the philosophy of improv. Amy Poehler wrote a book where she called improv basically her religion, And there's obviously this sort of renaissance of live performance, live energy exchange. And I'm so proud to be sort of helping to shepherd this. And I'm so proud to find people that recognize the value of this exchange and like the depth of the actual teachings in improv.
Mm-hmm.
Because this world is becoming more increasingly artificial every day. And faster every day. In a world that's artificial, we crave authenticity. We want to feel the realness, the emergentness of it, the mystery of it. Improv is it.
That's it's one thing that artificial intelligence can never actually do.
Totally.
Because it's all programming and predictive programming, and only real consciousness, divine consciousness. And it's possible that AGI could develop some form of consciousness that could actually listen to the mystery and download things, but we are not there yet. So this is a uniquely human capability. Because it's moving beyond the programming, moving beyond what should be said, what the right thing to be said is, and just listening and sensing, as you said. So improv is one of those things that just AI just can't fucking do. Even if it can mimic it, it can't actually do it. It's not actually doing it.
Doesn't have the fuck in it, yeah.
I love that. You boys clipped that one. That was excellent. Cool. Okay. Do we want to play a little bit?
Let's play, man.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
I always get nervous. I don't know what this thing is. It's going on the ground.
Just improv it.
I'm improv.
Props.
Yeah.
It's props now.
Should I use it as a prop?
Why not?
I can reach it now.
This actually brings me to one of my traumatic moments. You want to do a little therapy for me?
Yeah.
So, opening night of my Commedia dell'arte,
Okay.
I have a costume malfunction and my sword falls off my belt. And it brought me, I never thought through, and I'm not that trained in improv, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought through, okay, now is an opportunity. The fourth wall's already broken. It's an opportunity to say something funny about the improv workshop. Someone tried to take my belt off already. You see, this sword is already falling out. But I wasn't able to use that surprise thing in a funny way. And I literally beat myself up about that because I was like, oh man, there's so many things that I could have done, but I wasn't quite trained enough in improv. So I just kind of put the sword down as if it didn't happen, which is of course not what you do in improv. And I had some great shows that followed that, and it kind of made the experience rich. But I've always regretted that when my sword belt fell off and the sword clangs to the ground, that I didn't weave that into the scene somehow. You know what I mean? And That's something that's, I'm naturally really hard on myself. Like I miss a game-winning shot, I'm like thinking about it for like 3 weeks if I can attest to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey man, are you all right? Like what's going on, my love? Like
Lost it, pickleball.
I'm just thinking about that like fucking, shot I missed three weeks ago. But anyways, so that's a story. This is me actually, now healing that moment.
I think I have a nugget on that. Would you say in that moment, looking back, did you feel like you sort of like, you felt the opportunity, but you kind of maybe froze?
I got scared that something was wrong. And I just forgot because the fear hit. Mm-hmm. And fear is this like blinding, like if you feel fear in improv, like it's a constrictive force. And improv is all about expansion. So what happened is I got afraid. Oh shit, something went wrong. This is opening night. There's a fucking packed house. Yeah. Like, oh shit, we fucked up. And so like that fear hit and I just went temporarily blind. Dude. And I finished the scene, but it was like I was blind for that first like 3 seconds.
Oh, okay, I got something. First of all, in improv, you never fuck up.
Right.
It's all usable.
Right. And that's the thing.
Absolutely.
That's the thing.
It's all usable. It's never a fuck up. A good scene partner can make any fuck up turn into the highlight.
Yeah. And that's the lesson. That's the lesson that I didn't just have that. Like that would have been, we had a great director, but if he would have sat down and said like, hey man, if anything happens, like your fucking sword belt falls, like whatever, or your pants fall off, you just weave it into the scene, bro. Like for him, that's obvious because he's a famous Italian commedia dell'arte director. But for me, I just auditioned for the part. I had a crazy good audition and I got the part, which, was like kind of crazy. But like he didn't, like I didn't get that part of it. I get that I could say whatever I said within the bounds of the scene, but if something happens, or even something in the crowd, if some crazy shit happened in the crowd, like I just never worked through that scenario. So instead, the scenario was fear.
Right.
Look, it's a pickle.
Exactly. There you go.
Keep going.
This pickle. It's got the right snap, like a good Clausen, I can tell.
Oh my goodness. Lunchtime it is.
Yes.
Give me back my pickle.
Okay, I got one last thing for that. And that's about basically something happened outside of the parameters of the game you were playing with in the play. And yeah, you said you contracted a little bit. Yeah. So this happens in improv. Even if you're good at it, something will happen and you'll sort of like have a contraction moment. You'll freeze a little bit. A little bit of paralysis, right? Just like in life. This happens in life too.
Yep.
So in improv, they say that when that happens, most of the time, it's because you're unclear with yourself about who you are to yourself and what you're about. Because when you're clear about who you are in the scene, it doesn't matter what happens in the scene. You know who you are to it. Mm-hmm. So just like in life, something happens in life for you. It's because you're actually unclear with yourself about what you're about. Because when you know what you're about, it's a totem. You have a response, a way to respond to everything.
That's a good medicine to this particular moment.
Yes, indeed. And also, shout out to the many philosophical conversations that I previously referenced. Obviously, you can see how me and Josh would fucking vibe. Keep it going.
Yeah, man. So the exercise, right? What's the antidote to that? What's the exercise for that? In real life, if you find yourself in that situation in real life, the exercise, take a pen and a piece of paper and witness yourself literally writing down my values. These are my principles. These are the things that I stand for in life, right? Witness that for yourself. Then you know who you are and what you're about. Then it doesn't matter what life offers you, you know how to respond to it. Improv is often called...
But do you have a Venmo for this therapy, bro? Like, shit, man. Like,
I could go on a soliloquy from this. I have so many things to say.
Improv is often called the art of staying grounded in ever-changing circumstances. It's by knowing who you are and what you're about. Right? So there is a community I've started called Grow Through Play.
So fun.
Which takes my 10 plus years of improv training and sort of just my life experience as a spiritual human. And this is the place I teach it from. And we play games and exercises, but with the framing that this is, a life philosophy. This is, the human experience we're talking about here. And yeah, I'm so happy to do it. I'm so happy to have our good friend and my co-host Brent Pella with us.
Fuck yeah.
He's so fucking funny, hilarious comedian.
So hilarious.
And yeah, and honestly, I have to thank you guys. It's official. I have to thank you guys. You have really brought this thing that was a part of my past back into my life and stepping into it in a whole new way. I really have to thank you, Vi, for calling me in and like wanting to do improv at your birthday party. Let's fun.
Let's fun.
And Aubs, your auspicious background with Commedia dell'arte and your just random desires to play improv games with us. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so fun and cathartic.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. Let's play some games, bro.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I know I just talked for a while. So let's get everyone together in a little group mind participation. This is the classic improv game. I've done it for 10 years and it never gets old to me. It's like the most amplified starty we can do. Okay. It's called 5 Things. Anyone, if you played 5 Things before, keep playing it. It's the best. So I'm going to ask you to give me 5 things. They could be anything in the world. They don't have to make sense together. They don't have to rhyme. You just say the first 5 things that come to your head.
Yep.
And me and Vi are going to go, yes. And then you're going to say another thing and me and Vi are going to go, yes. And you keep going till you get to 5 things, okay? And then we're all going to pass it down. It's a quick warm-up game. So here's how we're going to start. We're actually going to start with Vylana.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I need you to give us 5 things on flowers.
Flowers smell so delightful in the spring.
Yes.
Flowers can be used to make a little crown on your head.
Yes.
Flowers feed the bees pollen.
Yes.
Flowers are like what I like to put in my bathtub.
Yes.
My cats love to eat flowers.
Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
Okay, now pass it to one of us.
5 things you know about pickles.
Yes.
Pickles are like the best part of a cucumber condensed into something smaller.
Yes.
Pickles are like what jelly is to peanut butter, but they are to ham.
Yes.
Pickles are vinegary.
Yes.
Pickles are sometimes really snappy and sometimes really soggy.
Yes.
Pickles have a similar shape to something that's on your mind.
Yes.
That was a good one.
It's always the 5th one that is the best one.
All right. Joshua,
Yes.
5 things about mushrooms.
They're a fungus.
Yes.
They're among us.
Yes.
They come from poo-poo.
Yes.
They are delicious.
Yes.
Yes.
They are my teachers.
Yes.
Yes. Well
Yes,
said.
indeed. It's always the 5th one.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, we've built this inertia of positivity and trust in ourselves. Trust in each other, right? Got the energy, creative juices flowing. Let's play a little good news, bad news. Simple as this. I'm going to say something good happened, and then you're going to have to do the opposite perspective, and you got to give the bad news about whatever I just said.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to go to Aubrey, and he's going to tell us the good news about what you just said,
Mm-hmm.
and so on and so forth as we go.
All right.
Why don't you give me a suggestion? Any word.
Salami.
Outstanding suggestion. Good news. There's a half price off on the salami down at the Whole Foods.
The bad news is that you can only buy it in 7-foot bulk.
The good news is that I'm having a house party tonight and everyone fucking loves salami.
The bad news is the power just went out at the house.
The good news is that actually when you chew salami with enough vigor, you'll create a kinetic form of light so the house will light up.
The bad news is that everyone is going to have such bad gas that the smell in the space is going to make everyone pass out.
The good news is I've covered the floor in special padding so that when they pass out, they're going to have the best sleep they've ever had.
The bad news is that actually one time I had this dude who was on way too much Molly step in dog poop and then walk through my entire house, smearing it in small little layers so that the whole house had the strongest possible olfactory scent of dog shit ever. And that is potentially, hypothetically possible from this wholesale size salami that we would get.
The good news is that that guy's not invited.
Outstanding.
Yes.
High fives.
That's a true fucking story.
You know, we normally
Sounds
just high
like a
five
real
whenever you
story.
tickle me in the
That's a
neck.
true fucking story. And he had sparkly shoes on, and then we'll have to cut this, but Ed Skrein, the like fucking famous warrior poet actor, you know, he's there with us. Like, it was just the after party, and we're all high, and like, I'm like, what in the actual fuck? It's everywhere, because he was like searching for his girl and couldn't find her. And he's upstairs, downstairs. He walks everywhere, just chewing his face off. And he's wearing these shiny ass shoes, like Burning Man sparkly shoes. And Ed's just like, ain't that just like life, mate? You have those shiny ass shoes on, but you don't realize you're stepping in shit the whole time. I was like, oh, bro, you're the best.
That's hilarious.
That was incredible. That felt like a real story as you were telling it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a real thing. Outstanding. Okay. So that was having so much fun right now. Great
We
job.
did great.
You're doing great.
Always get nervous before these things.
You're so natural, though. You're
Thanks.
both you guys are actually some of the best players I've ever played with. I've been doing this
thanks,
for a
bro.
long time.
That's very
Like,
kind.
super natural. I mean that. Okay. The good thing about these games is you can play them anywhere, anytime, with your friends, at your house party, at your birthday. And it's a great way to connect with people, too. I often find I feel more connected to people that I play improv with than I do in all kinds of different scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
It creates an intimacy when you're creating worlds and stories together, which is fun. Okay, we can play a one-line story.
One-line story.
One-line story it is. Aubrey, what's the first word that comes to your head?
The first word that comes to my head is caripe.
Am I supposed to go now?
I think so, because I don't know what that word means.
I don't understand the game that's happening.
You're going to begin a story
Okay.
that is inspired by Aubrey's suggestion.
Okay.
And so one line at a time, we'll pass the story around and see where it goes.
Okay. It was a dewy morning that the dawn was rising, and I looked down at my caripe.
It was worn and tattered from years and years of use. And it was so precious to me, the marks and memories that were connected to this caripe.
I just thought of the many nostril hairs and the boogers that were once on that caripe, and the different smells of the breaths that went through when they blew down that one side and the hape came back up the other side, and just the complexity of the boogers and the bad breaths that had been in that piece. It just gave me this sentimental nostalgia.
And simultaneously, I decided to go get an entire bottle of agua florida and just alcohol the fuck out of my caripe, remembering all of those boogers and breaths.
Okay, one line. The cleansing brought me so much peace.
Peace, like a piece of stinging nasal pie.
But I loved it.
I whispered softly to myself that this was my favorite moment of my life.
Ah, what is life but one stinging nostril at a time and the glory that comes afterwards?
I could die happy right now. My heart is so full. My nostrils so full. I don't even care about this dawn anymore.
Let there be life, I yelled to no one but myself on my balcony.
And it was in that slightly non-nasal available voice where it was just my pure throat speaking to the mystery alone.
And what I heard back was the of my cat from inside, who was concerned for what was going on.
And it was at that point I realized the cat ate our fucking salami and was having problems.
Great way to tie it up. Are we still going?
No, I think
That was pretty
I
good.
felt like a good ending
That was
point.
a pretty good closer. Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Nicely done. So we call a callback.
That's what we call a callback. It's when you get real expert level. Good job. We're fun.
Super fun. So these are all classic ones. There's one last one that we sort of just thought of here in real time. This is an improvised improv game in the pure
We're
nature.
getting real deep.
Yeah.
Fucking Inception in this bitch. Let's go.
So this game I had was a game called What the Hook Gonna Be?
What the hook gonna
What the
be?
Hook Gonna Be,
What
which
the
is
hook
a
gonna
great song by Murphy Lee, by the way. If you haven't had that throwback song, Murphy Lee,
no
What the Hook
fucking
Gonna
hook on this beat.
Yep, exactly.
All I need is, I don't know all the words. Go ahead.
Is a track in the background of something.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me.
All right, so we're gonna be you and I, Josh. We're gonna be producers,
Right.
and we're gonna be helping Vi with the hook
That's right.
to a song.
That's right. We need a
Right.
banging hook.
All right, so look. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is gonna be a banger.
Hold on. We got to get some things first. What is this hook for?
It's for a hit song.
It's for a hit song on the radio.
We want to
Yeah,
hit.
we want Billboard top 1.
I could do that
Shit.
easily.
And-
Shit.
Obviously, that's why you're here with me. Continue.
Okay. And one suggestion we need, what is the name of this hook? What is the name of the song? The title of the song?
Well, the title of the song is More.
Title of the song is More.
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 Yeah, more simple, clean. Everybody, just like a word everybody knows. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just going to type in more. They even think they're typing about another song, but more is going to come up number 1. You're going to get fucking Spotify
think
downloads.
Think
Yeah.
about it. What's the one thing everyone always wants? More.
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 This is the song.
Yeah. Okay.
It's ubiquitous.
Yep.
More.
All right.
You know?
Okay.
Okay.
So more is the track. You're going to fucking kill it.
Okay.
So one thing the kids are really liking right now is the country hip hop intersection and sort of like how those genres fence together. So we're looking for more for like that demographic, if you can. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Like real fusion. Mm-hmm. Real fusion style. So like this is what I'm thinking for the hook. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm feeling.
He's got words.
That's what I'm feeling for the
bars.
Hook. It's like. Usually I love 2, but sometimes I love 3. You feel me? You know, because it's like, I mean, it could be like eclairs. Mm-hmm. It could be like, other things.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves.
I
like more leaves.
Yeah.
So you want me to sing about
2,
leaves?
But sometimes I love 3. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like usually I love 2, but sometimes I love 3.
Yeah.
Because it shows more.
That's right.
All right. Yeah. We want to go with that?
Yeah.
Any questions?
No, I think I'm clear.
Great. She's clear.
Mm-hmm. Usually I love 2, but maybe I want 3.
Oh!
I don't know if it had enough of the hip hop vibe in it, but
do you want to take another track?
It's not enough words to go to hip hop yet.
Well, let's add to that. We got to go. What do you think? How should we add to that?
We're onto something with this one. I really feel like we're onto something. Hold on. I'm channeling.
Should we shut our eyes? We should shut our eyes.
Okay. Yeah. It's very clear to me. I'm going to need you to take that harmony and stack it with an EDM beat. I need a drop. I need a drop and a harmony is what's coming through right now.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, what do you think? Where should she go?
Okay. The beat builds. I'm seeing the beats building. The beats building.
We got like a so we went from we want like an EDM
total
plus
fusion.
country.
It's like fusion. It's like
all
everything.
The fusions
it's like
of
it's
literally
like all you
everything.
can eat buffet of every cuisine. You know what I mean? Like more. It's just more. What do you want? You want pizza? You want egg rolls? Like whatever you want. More. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that option? Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't want pizza and egg rolls, but if you have the option, yeah, maybe. You know what I mean? So that's what more is all about. It's like more.
Open up the door. All you need is more.
Okay. Open up the door. All you need is more. Got it. And the first line I'm forgetting because it was potentially too forgettable.
Usually I love 2, but sometimes I
love 3.
Open up the door because all you need is more.
All right. And we want to go with the same melody, or we want to switch it up again?
I mean, like we're just taking takes here. It may be the live one. We may rap it.
We got to let the artist work. Yeah, we got to let the artist work.
Usually I love 2, but maybe I want 3. Open up the door because I want more.
Oh!
Print it. Yeah. Print it.
We got a hit, baby.
You're going to be a star.
Yeah, we got a hit.
I want to be a household name. I feel like I can be with that one.
Someone clip that on the internet and make $1 million.
Man, you guys put in so many dimensions. I was like, oh.
You fucking killed it.
Crushed it.
Thanks.
You killed it.
Not surprised.
And so, this is the nature of improv. You just come up with games and, you can do shit. And
how scared were you?
When you guys kept adding all the dimensions, I was scared and also just went for it.
And how does it feel on the other side?
It feels great. And there's been so much music that has come from us just doing this. We were doing just an improv, hilarious musical night with the 3 of us in Happy. Yeah. And a whole song came out of it because I started hearing this repetitive melody and then a song emerged from it. Mm-hmm. Just being in total flow state, and then something catches. Mm-hmm. And then you get to build on that thing that catches. So thank you for pushing me to my edges.
Let's go.
You guys are brilliant.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Y'all are fun.
Y'all are fucking fun. Josh, I fucking love you, man.
Love you all.
You're my brother.
Love you, Vi.
And Vi, I love you so much. Team fucking Vylana.
Team Vylana.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Should we all go like this?
No.
Okay. I mean, like this is cooler.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Yeah, also, like,
High
high five.
Yeah.
High five.
High
Very
five.
nice.
Bye-bye.
Everybody, Joshua Draper, check out his community, check out all his stuff.
So much
And
fun.
We love you guys. Thanks
I'll be
for
there a
tuning in.
bunch. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into this video. Make sure you hit subscribe. Follow me at Aubrey Marcus. Check out the Aubrey Marcus podcast, available everywhere. And leave a comment. Let me know if this video resonated or what else you would like to hear from me in the future. Thank you so much.